Wario
Luigi. Anyways, here we are. On to the first game.
It doesn't matter, yeah. And then Mars, of course, you know this guy if you've been following Smash 4 for the past year. But in case you just started following Smash again and you're like, wait, who's Mars? I never saw him in Brawl or Melee. This guy is one of the strongest new bloods out here. He hails from Rhode Island in New England. One of the strongest players in the Northeast. Probably the second best Zero Suit behind Nairo. I'd say there's almost no argument against that. This guy is really talented, and you can see him end stocks in 3 seconds. Not exaggerating, like actually 3.
And shout out to one of his newest sponsors, or his new sponsor, DNL, for picking him up.
Yes, I believe they also used to sponsor TBH6, a Marvel player. Maybe they still do, and he plays other games. But yeah, I love watching that guy in Marvel, so definitely a fan of DNL just based on that.
TheReflexWonder, he actually got 17th at CO, doing really well. One of the best things that you can see coming out from Wario is the walk, which gets fully charged at around 1 minute and 50 seconds. So once it hits that 4 minute and 10-second mark, be ready to see something explosive coming out from Wario.
Literally. And you can just see the creativity from Mars. Like he actually just went for a down air to mix up the timing of his landing. Converted it into his air and almost got more off of it, but right now it's looking like Reflex's evasive playstyle is proving to be a little bit difficult for Mars to handle. Usually once he gets his hands on you, he can just destroy you, and that's one of his favorite things to do. The up air, down B to beat your air dodge instead of just going for the up B like a lesser Zero Suit would.
Yeah, most people actually go for the air dodge because they auto-assume that the up B is going to work, and that's why Mars just goes for the down B. So no,
uh-oh.
Okay.
But I mean, speaking of creativity, Reflex is literally Mr. Creativity himself. He basically invented Wario and Brawl and is one of the sole representatives for this character in Smash 4. But nothing against the Super Saiyan Zero Suit here, taking the first stock.
Yeah, Wario's the type of character you rarely see at Nationals too, but the two players who might be the best Warios in the world, which are Gluttony and Reflex, they don't travel too much, so here's your chance.
Yes, it's definitely a rare treat getting to see Reflex on the main stage.
Just hopping around looking for that grab potentially, and there we go. The 4 minutes and 10 seconds are up. We have bike, but not into WAP.
You know that Reflex is definitely trying to save this for the second stock if possible.
Yeah, he actually beat False. I believe it was 3-2 at a tournament. It was a MLG tournament,
right? Yeah.
And he did his nearly 0 to death by doing, I think, neutral air into WAP near the ledge.
Yeah,
so
man.
He's definitely going to look for it on a second stock.
Wario definitely one of the leading causes of tragedies among Smash characters. He can kill you at quite literally 0%, maybe like 20, depending on rage.
Nice going for the drop zone, knowing that Mars is going to fast fall and getting that dash attack, but he needs to get a KO.
Nice, using the bike to tank the paralyzer shot, but still not quite enough. Mars is just all over this man, and Reflex, he's down but not out, because if he manages to scrape this kill off, he only has to deal a very minuscule amount of damage to actually kill Mars with a waft.
Yeah, but what move is he going to look for? I'm actually waiting for the backer to come out, but he's not turning around to go for it. But still 2.
Forward throw is what I'm anticipating Reflex to kill with, but he actually let his guard down. He just stayed there without blocking. Mars kicked him in the face.
And I noticed that Reflex is often waiting and looking for Mars to come in so he can go for the up tilt, but a character like Zero Suit Samus doesn't have to approach that hard. You can go for neutral air, you can go for Zair, you can go for grab, moves that don't
no way! No way! No way! Abadongo got sponsored by Luminosity.
You didn't know?
No. Is that new? Like,
I mean, it's announced now.
Okay, well, no, I didn't know. Sorry, Kitara. I'm not Illuminati, all right? Like, I find these things out when the rest of the world does.
Okay. Well, here we go. Congrats to Abadongo being sponsored by Luminosity.
Super hype.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, back to these guys who are still extremely exciting players in their own right. Reflex starting off with a barrage of neutral airs, literally 4 nairs in a row. They call this man Nair Jordan on the court.
But it looks like Reflex actually has the lead this time around, but you know Zero Suit Samus can bring that back at any point, especially for one grab, and here it comes.
Down throw to just a back air rather than the up air strings that you're so accustomed to seeing from Zero Suit Samus. Not sure what Mars is thinking here. Maybe just trying to save the up air for some DI traps later and not really let Reflex know what he's in on. Not show him his whole hand quite yet.
Nice up air. Strings coming out. I love how he goes for the down air. People never expect that coming from Mars.
You know who else goes for that all the time? Zero Suit. I hate it. ADHD. It's always spams all the time. So that's oh no.
Oh man, he tried to take Zero Suit Samus on the bike, and she said, "I'll just take you out." Nice up B, reading that Reflex is going to go high. There's nowhere else you can go after you jump off the bike anyway. So it was a good read from him.
Wow, Mars, man, this guy is absolutely relentless. And he's got Reflex worked all the way back to the corner. Even though he's only at 9%, this is a character that can end stocks like nothing.
Oh my gosh, going for the footstool. Mars always going for something very fancy, especially when he's a full stock ahead.
Okay, Nair out of shield. Reflex at least trying to start something back up here, but Mars is one of those players that, you know what's crazy about Mars, especially compared to Nairo? Like, he can play both sides of the field. Nairo is just all out, always in your face, going to try to destroy you, right? But Mars, he can kind of play that keep away game just a little bit, or at least a very, very safe, aggressive game. Whereas Nairo, he's all about those risks and that reward that he gets with it.
Okay, very nice. Gonna use the bike for an edge guard. Wow, just went to the other side. Mars often does do that.
Yeah, he's the acrobat, man. The jungle gym master.
However, it is for 10 minutes right now, so the Waft is ready, but he's likely going to save for the next stock. But will he be KO'd like last time before he can even use it?
Exactly. Honestly, man, maybe the move would be to just use the Waft, or at least maybe like a half Waft to end the stock at 90, 100%.
Yeah.
And then wait, like, let the match run another 2 minutes on your last stock, because, I mean, your Wario, you can kind of run away and buy time if you need to.
Ooh, looking for down air into up tilt, but he keeps missing the up tilt every time he goes for it. Looking for it again, but it's really hard to get that approach onto 0-2 Sam, especially with Mars hopping around, and we got a trump to back air to end it.
That is the most devastating ledge trump in the game. When Zero Suit runs off and side B tethers in the other direction, you should already be bracing yourself for your death. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, so good stuff to Mars once again, coming out from New England. He's the best player over there. A lot of people are still shocked that this guy, he's one of those players that seemingly came out of nowhere because he was in the Brawl community. You know about Kool-Aid and who were the other good players? Fatal, that were really good. And then Fatal just kind of stopped playing. Used to be one of the best snakes in the world.
He still does play, actually. I've heard that he goes to tournaments and places pretty well. Yeah.
Okay,
but
nice. I'm glad he's happy to
travel, yeah.
Oh, he needs to travel. And then we have Mars coming out here. Well, thanks to Denial for sponsoring him to help him get out to more tournaments. Glad to see a lot of my good buddies, you know, in the top 10 PGR finally getting sponsored. For example, like Abadongo.
Yes, Luminosity.
Luminosity.